Prakash, a pleasure. I've known you for many years, and you have been a good supporter of many organizations through your company, Trimble.
Thank you.
So really appreciate that over the years. But here's the thing. Trimble has been sponsoring, supporting all these good entrepreneurial causes. But not many people know Trimble because it doesn't come across as a sexy company.
Right.
And while we were discussing, you mentioned people talk about AI, quantum computing and all that. But how do we apply that to humanity, which has a direct impact to the food we eat, the things we live in and all that. So Trimble is actually working on those technologies. So it'll be good to learn from you, how do we make Trimble a sexy company, at least in terms of perception?
Sure. So you're absolutely right. In fact, I say this as a joke. When I go to speak someplace, sometimes back, I used to test the audience and say, how many of you have heard of Trimble? And in the Valley, you probably have 2 or 3 hands go up, right? Which is, in a way, it's sad because Trimble has been around for 30-some years here. I mean, and the technology, the core of some of the technologies that we use are very, very important for not only for high-tech companies, but the human existence itself, right? We are in 3 essential verticals: construction, agriculture, and transportation. So if you think about it, one is about providing food. The other is moving that food from the farm to the table, and that is transportation. And the third is construction, so that you have a shelter, whether it's building your house or whatever. So we provide core technologies for all these 3 industries, but many people don't know that because it's the underlying technology that is applied to build these that people don't see, right? So that's why I think Trimble is one of those well-kept secret in the Valley that work on some very cool core technologies to help these industries and to kind of change the sort of disrupt the whole industry through this technology.
But Prakash, the other thing is to keep the technology cool, as you said, or relevant to your industry and to your users, so to speak. You need to have constant innovation also happen. To have constant innovation happen, you need to have constant flow of good employees who are coming your way with the right kind of education and experience. So how do you keep that particular portion young?
Yeah, so that's an important one because the technology is changing really, really fast, right? The kind of thing that I did as a developer is not what the developers do today. So it's important for companies like Trimble to and especially in the Valley when you have the Googles and the Facebooks to attract good talent. So we started an internship program a while back, which is basically a pool of bright young graduates. We put them through the various verticals that I talked about, and surprisingly, when they go through that, when they come out, they are themselves surprised. They say, you know what? I don't want to go and work for a pure AI company. I want to work here because the AI that I build here directly is applied to solve a problem, to deliver business value. So that's one of the ways we are doing that. And then, of course, there are various other where we try to attract young talent. But it's important for us. It's very important for us to have that new stream of talented developers come into Trimble.
My last question is on the having competitive edge in this space. Although you're not known to the common person, but still within your industry there has to be constant competitive edge. So besides the human resource, there's a lot that needs to happen to be on that edge. Wanted to learn from you as a company, how do you keep that?
Yeah, so we do a bunch of things, and one of the ones where I'm directly involved in, other than my software architecture and strategy role, I'm also the MD, one of the MDs for our investment arm. We just launched that a couple of years ago, and one of the reasons we did that is not only to kind of take our platform and extend it to the whole ecosystem, but also learn from it. So we look at 10, 15 companies every week. We go through them and we invest in some of them. In fact, we invested in a very, very exciting company called Monarch that is building an electric autonomous tractor for farming. And in doing so, we not only support them and help the ecosystem, we also learn from it. So, again, I'm a big believer that you never stop learning. You have to constantly learn, whether it's a person or a company. So we have developed various ways like this to kind of constantly learn about the changes that are happening and how to adopt it.
Again, thank you. Like many others, even I didn't know much about Trimble. But like I said, you have been a big supporter. So thank you for all that support. And thank you for coming and sharing it. So at least a lot of people, after this interview, including me, will have learned a bit more about the company.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I'm always happy to take a call or meet somebody in person. So feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you again.
Thank you.